Good morning, children. Today we are going to start the part 3 of lesson 3. In the previous video, we have discussed regarding the oceans and relief of the ocean. And in this video, we are going to discuss regarding the salinity of ocean and ocean temperature. Let us start the video. Salinity of the ocean. So we know that the water of seas and oceans is saline in nature, that is salt in nature. Actually, did you ever wonder why the oceans are filled with salt water instead of fresh water? Just where did the salt come from, and is it the same salt you find in your dining room table also? So most of us will have a lot of questions like this, but most of the salt in the oceans come from land only. Over millions of years, rain, rivers and streams have washed over rocks containing the compound called as sodium chloride, that is only NaCl. All the rocks on the surface of the earth and even the soil also contains this sodium chloride. When it rains and even the river water, when it is joining into the seas and oceans, it takes all this sodium chloride along with the water and it joins. Then the salts in this water joins into the seas and oceans. And also this is a sodium chloride. By its common name we call it as salt, normal table salt. And even some of the salt in the oceans come from undersea volcanoes and even hydrothermal vents. I already said in the previous video, even in the surface of the ocean also there will be mountains and some of the volcanoes also, and these volcanoes will release some sort of salts at its when it blasts, when it open, then the salts also comes out of the volcano. And even hydrothermal vents, those are some sort of openings on the surface of the ocean. So with this there will be a lot of salts which will be released into the water and mixes there. And one more important thing, children, when water evaporates from the surface of the ocean, the salt is left behind. After millions of years, the oceans have developed a noticeably salt water. So when the evaporation process have taken place, then what will happen? Only the fresh water in the seas and oceans will be evaporated and the salts will be remain there only. So at the time of summer season, the salt nature in the seas and oceans will be more compared to the remaining seasons, because in the rainy season even it evaporates, again the rain will be there and so the salt nature will be decreasing. But at the time of summer season there will be only evaporation and there won't be any sort of precipitation, so the salt nature will increases. And salinity is the term used to define the total content of dissolved salts in seawater. So that is only we call it as salinity. It is calculated as the amount of salt dissolved in 1000 grams of seawater. And how we'll express it? It is usually expressed as parts per 1000. So in 1000 parts of water, how many parts of salt is there? In such a way we will be calculating the salinity of the ocean water. Generally speaking, the average salinity of oceans is 35%, that is 35 parts per 1000 of water. So when we take 1000 parts of water, in that 35 parts of salt molecules will be there. So when we take a glass of water and measure it approximately 1000 parts of seawater, and in that 35 parts of salt will be there. So in this way the salt will be calculated. Means how we will be expressing the value of the salt in the seawater. So this is the common salt what we will use, that is only the sodium chloride, because from the seawater only the salt will be made. And this is a picture what is there in your textbook also. So the first one is the saline water, brackish water and fresh water. Saline water is, that is completely the salt water which is there in the seas and oceans, and brackish water is nothing but some of the water from the seas and oceans will come into the land part. Like we'll have salt water lakes and all, that all comes under brackish water. And the next one is fresh water. So you can see that 50 percent parts per thousand is there in saline water, that is a salt nature, and 30 parts per thousand in brackish water, and 5 parts per thousand in fresh water. So in such a way we can differ the salt nature from salt water, that is to the sea water, to the fresh water. Next one is factors affecting salinity of ocean. Sometimes the salt nature is more in the sea water and sometimes it will be very less. What are those? Evaporation and precipitation. Now only I explain to you. Evaporation. Through evaporation, only the fresh water will be evaporated from the seas and oceans. And what will happen? The salts will be remain there only. And because of that, the salt nature of the sea will be increases. And next one is precipitation. Because of the precipitation, when it rains, rainwater is the fresh water. It won't contain any sort of salt in it. So when it rains, what will happen? The salts in the sea and ocean will be decreasing. Because when we take a half glass of salt water and when we mix the remaining half glass with fresh water, the salt nature in that will decreases na, in the same way. And next one, in coastal regions, by the freshwater flow from rivers, and in polar regions by the process of freezing and thawing of ice. So in the coastal regions, fresh water through the rivers will be joining into the sea water, which reduces the salinity of the sea water. And in the polar regions, because in the polar regions completely the soil will be in a frozen state, all the water will be in a frozen condition. So here, because of the melting, that is only the thawing of ice, melting and moving of the ice also decreases this salinity of the ocean water. Because when the ice melts, the melted ice will be joining into the normal salt water. Then the salt nature will decreases. Next one, winds by transferring water to sea, water to other areas. So winds will be there. When there is a big wind on the surface of the ocean or a sea, then the salt nature on the surface of the water will transfer from one place to another place. And the next one is ocean currents. Ocean currents also, it is a slow movement of water on the surface. So that is the ocean current, and these ocean currents also will make the changing in the salinity of the ocean water. And regarding the ocean currents, separately we'll have a video in the next class. So these are the factors affecting salinity of ocean. Highest salinity in water bodies. So some of the water bodies are there which have a very highest salinity. First one is Lake Van. This is a lake which is there in Turkey, and this lake have a highest amount of salinity, that is 330% of salt for 1000 parts of water. And next one is Dead Sea. It is in Israel, and it is also having a very highest amount of salinity in all the seas in the world. And here Dead Sea contains 238 parts per 1000 parts of water. And Great Salt Lake, it is in USA. It contains 220 parts of salt for 1000 parts of water. That is a Great Salt Lake. And coming to the lowest salinity water bodies, first one is Baltic Sea. And this Baltic Sea is also be called as a inland sea. Why inland sea? Because it is a landlocked sea. So it's called as an inland sea. And even Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay is in American states. So when we take the North American map, then we can find the Hudson Bay. And Baltic Sea is in Europe. So these water bodies have a very less salinity in the seas and oceans. Normally these are just the water bodies, Baltic Sea and Hudson Bay. Now moving to the ocean temperatures. The temperature from the land and ocean differs. When compared to land and temperature in oceans does not show much variation. But these little variations show great impact. Compared to land, the temperature in oceans does not show much variation. But on the land, there will be a lot of variation in the temperature. But in the ocean, there won't be that much of variation. There will be little variation, but this little variation will show great impact on the water bodies. And even on the land also the impact will be shown. Example, El Nino and La Nino winds. What are these El Nino and La Nino winds? El Nino are the hot winds and La Nino are the cold winds. Actually, these are the terms which refer to the periodic changes in Pacific Ocean sea surface, temperatures that have impacts on weather all over the globe. El Nino are the hot winds which are formed on the surface of the Pacific Ocean. And because of these La Nino winds, mostly the nearby areas of all the Pacific Ocean will be affected in the summer season mostly. Because of that, the monsoon winds, the rainy winds which should enter into the land also will be stopped. Those winds also will be evaporated because of this El Nino winds. And La Nino winds are the very cold winds which make a lot of precipitation. At that time, lot of rainfall will be there, which leads to the floods also in the coastal areas. Actually, these winds are very dangerous. Both the winds are dangerous, El Nino and La Nino. Because of El Nino winds, there won't be any type of rainfall. Completely the land will become barren. And La Nino winds, those all becomes lot of rainfall. And because of that rainfall, lot of floods also will occur in the coastal areas. And normally the temperature in the oceans varies from -2 degrees to 29 degrees Celsius. Highest temperature is recorded in inland seas. I already said what are called inland seas. Inland seas are the entirely landlocked large water body of salt. Those are called inland seas. And the temperature is highest in Red Sea, that is 38 degrees Celsius. That is the highest temperature on the seas. Actually, when we go to the surface of the ocean, the temperature will differ. When we go deeper into the layers of the seas and oceans, the temperature will decreases. These are the El Nino and La Nino winds. In the first globe, you can see that red color marking. That red color marking are the El Nino winds, which are the hot winds, which make the nearby areas become barren completely. There won't be any sort of rainfall. And in the second picture, you can see that blue color line. And those blue color part is the La Nino winds, which creates a lot of rainfall. Next one, vertical distribution of temperature. As one goes deep into the oceans, the temperature decreases. The fall in temperature is very steep for the first kilometer. After that, there is a steady decline up to a depth of 5 kilometers. And below that, the temperature is steady at about 2 degrees Celsius. So, the main thing is that when we start from the surface of the ocean, if we go somewhat 1 kilometer, there is a fall in temperature, and after that up to 5 kilometers the temperature will be steady. It won't change at all, and after that the temperature is steady at 2 degrees Celsius. From there onwards continuously the temperature will be 2 degrees Celsius only, because the surface will have a lot of heat compared to the interior part of the seas and oceans. Why? Because the surface of the water, that is the surface of the sea and ocean, will be affected by the rays of the sun, and so it will be hot compared to the interior parts of the ocean. You can see this picture, children. So up to 500 meters, the depth is increasing now. First starting with 500 meters, the temperature will be steady, and then 1000 meters, you can see thermocline. That is the level of the temperature where it starts varying. So in the first half, the temperature will be steady. Only 2 degrees will be decreasing, and after that slowly it will be varying. And then almost after the thermocline, there won't be any sort of changes in the temperature, and it maintains almost 2 degrees Celsius. And only in the regions where, that is the polar regions, at that time the complete water will be in a frozen state, and so completely it is covered with ice. So the temperature will be very less compared to the normal ocean bodies. And I hope that everyone understand this salinity and the ocean temperature. And we'll be discussing the remaining in the next video. And here is your assignment, children. I have given 4 questions. How the salinity of the ocean water expressed? So you should write the parts per 1000. How many parts per 1000 parts? What are the factors influencing salinity of ocean water? Name the highest and lowest salinity water bodies. And what is the normal temperature of the ocean? What is the normal temperature, children? It is minus 2 degrees to 29 degrees Celsius. That is the normal temperature. So answer these 4 questions. And meet you in next video, children. Thank you.